Are we on?
I love it. Jared James Nichols here at Music Villa. I am Paul, and we are checking out today the Jared James Nichols 50-watt amp.
Yes.
So it's called the JJN50.
That's it.
From Blackstar.
Yeah.
Wonderful amps. They look great. They're super cool. We've been doing Blackstar for many years now, and they're wonderful to work with. They make incredible stuff. These are really cool because these are your signature model amps.
Very cool.
And they sound super cool.
Yeah.
It's
I love
really, yeah, they're, I mean, instantly, boom, single P90 guitar right into them, and they just sound ripping.
So nerdy talk.
Yep.
People are going to say, what tubes? EL34s.
Okay.
Mismatched speakers, which is pretty cool, is the G12 T75, which is kind of that old school 80s speaker. And then there's this new speaker. It's called a Zephyr. It's a new kind of Blackstar Celestion. They put it together, and it comes in this amp. It's very light, but it sounds great mixed with that G12T.
So it's a 212 cabinet.
212 cab, and it's 2 channels. But what's really cool about it is there's an extra boost setting. And as you can see with the blue light, the blues power channel, it's just that extra boost.
Okay.
And I told Blackstar, this is my second amp with them. I had the JJN20, that came out in 2019.
Yeah.
But with this one, it was all about, I need more headroom, I need a little bit more volume. But also I don't want it to become this beast where it's like so loud. So what we ended up doing was, there's this great kind of power soak variation where you can take it from 2 watts to 50 watts.
Yep.
And I love that.
And we've got it on 2 watts right now, just because we're in a smaller room. We don't need it to be.
We're not trying to just blow it up.
We're trying to get the tone, and that, and let's talk about that. What I want to do is, I always want to mention what that means to people, because a lot of people, when you say things, like I said, as a salesperson, I'm always selling to beginners and stuff.
Sure.
You can say humbucker, you can say P90, you can say all this stuff, and they don't even know what it means.
Yes.
So what does that mean? Like, why would you want a 2 watt and a 5 watt?
So simply put, man, when I think about that, I think about, okay, cool. Where am I playing this? Like, if I'm going to be playing with a drummer, or if I'm going to be playing a show at a club or a theater, or wherever it is, chances are I'm going to need a little bit more power. It's almost like, if you think about it like a motorcycle or a car, right? It's like you start off with a moped or a dirt bike, and then you're going heavier and heavier horsepower. So with this, the benefit of having that 2 watt setting, you can have it at home, and you can not, mess with the neighbors or the rest of your family.
But you can drive. It still
has the
still
sound.
reacting the way you want it to loud. But we're at a lower volume, so that's cool.
It's great, and with this amp, I feel confident. I've toured this thing the world over, and man, it's just a great solid workhorse, and I love the aesthetic. I think
The
it's great.
aesthetic's great. And by the way, we're taking XLR out of the back, and there's 3 cabinet simulators on the back, so you can kind of get 3 different kind of sounds of what the cabinet is, and that's going out into our mixer, right into our feed here today.
Yeah, and what's great about that too is the fact that you're getting a super clean signal straight out of the amp.
Yeah.
But with that too, there's the emulated outputs and the DI. So if you want to record with this amp, you don't even need to have the cabinet technically if you want to just plug that straight in.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
A lot of people are doing that now. That's a great way to do it. There's also, well, first of all, we also have both of these on. So we grabbed an ABY switch. So we have, your guitar goes into the box.
Yep.
And then we have 2 cables that go to each head. So we can go A, B, or both.
Exactly.
Why? I can see why you have an A and a B. You got like 2 different sounds.
Yes.
And then you got the both. So tell us like why you like that. What are you doing?
So what's really cool when you run more than one amplifier at a time with a simple ABY box is you're almost able to blend different tones at the same time. And I know that sounds very simple, but when you think about it, you have one amplifier set to a more clean and shimmery tone.
Gotcha.
Something that you would hear, that is not too aggressive, not too invasive to the sound. And then with the second amp, you can kind of turn it up and get it a little more distorted.
Yeah.
When you put those 2 together, it really takes your guitar and it almost gives you like a 3D kind of sound, which is, it basically, if you think about it, I remember when I first plugged into a box like that, and I tried both amps at once. Great. I put them both on at the same time, and I went, whoa, it sounds like it's like double tracked.
Yeah.
and it sounds like a record.
That's cool.
So I love to do that because it gives your tone just a little bit more dimension.
Yep. Let's do it. Let's do
Yeah.
it A.
So if we do A,
Yeah.
here's A, right? Now I can change it to B over here. And then you can put those two together. And now you can change them drastically. So if I wanted the tone to even
Right.
be more wild,
Yeah.
what we're doing today,
We
it's,
have them pretty similar.
we have them pretty similar,
Yeah.
just in case we're plugging in different guitars or whatever. But it just gives you more, and it's just a really fun kind of way to
Yeah,
play.
but that was cool. Even though they're very similar in tone structure, when you went to the Y, it was like,
You went,
that's
oh,
cool.
It was almost like a little
Yeah.
lift.
And by the way, on the ABY box, there's
Yeah.
a polarity switch.
Yes.
Phase. Is it called phase or polarity? Can't
It's the
remember.
polarity switch,
Yeah.
and then it also has that ground.
The ground lift, yep. So just so people know, a lot of people, there's ABY boxes, and you run into it, you run out to your 2 amps. If there's not a polarity switch on there, you can get these weird phasing issues.
Yes.
Like it's like the sound waves are kind of working against each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically is what's happening. So if you get an ABY box, make sure it's got and you're using 2 amps. If you're
Yes.
going into 2 amps, you need that switch, because we were doing that. We were messing around, and we're like, sounds okay. And we hit that switch, and it was like, whoa, it just finally came out. It was like,
And also
You could hear
remember, I'll tell you this firsthand because I've done it like 3 times. ABY box, not an AB box.
Right.
Because with an AB box, which is great, but that would be playing 1 amp at a time.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be able to both play together. You need the ABY.
ABY.
And
And
that's
these
what it
radials
is.
are great. They're quality.
Oh yeah.
They're
it's
they're
great.
built really well. And like I said, you got to have that phase switch on there.
It just makes playing fun, man.
Super fun.
Yeah.
We got reverb,
Yep.
bass, mid, treble. Channel 1 is the clean. Channel 2 is the crunch. Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
The backs. You can have an open cab sound.
Yes.
On the cabinets, half of the cab you can pull it off, so you can hear that speaker. It's
Kind
just
of the
different.
carryover from the
what
back,
Do you,
yeah.
What do you like? When do you use that?
What's great about this feature is essentially think to yourself, if you see a 412 cab with a closed back, like a Marshall or something,
Yeah.
and you go, okay, cool, that's going to give you a certain sound. I always equate that with being a little bit more focused, a little bit more direct sounding.
Yeah.
And then if you have something like a Fender amp, right,
Yeah.
open back,
All that sound kind of comes out
Yeah,
the back. It's a different feel.
it's a different feel. And what's really cool is you have the option on these. So you could try it either way, whatever feels right to you. There's been times I've played in certain venues that are very small, and I go, man, my guitar just sounds tinny and small.
Right, yeah.
I pull the back off, so
Yeah.
and if it's right next to a wall, it's going to hit that wall and bounce off.
That's cool.
So it's really cool, and just it's yet again another feature that I think is something really cool in the modern era because it gives you options.
Yeah.
So you can really tinker with this amp.
I'll tell you, as a drummer, that makes a big difference for me. If someone's got a closed back
Oh yeah.
or a Fender,
Mm-hmm.
I usually kind of wear earplugs and kind of sit back and I can hear all the guitar amps. But if it's a closed back, I'm going to be like, I might need more of that in the monitor.
100%.
So it changes everything. I want to go A, B, one open, one closed, and see what it sounds like.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so I took the back off of this guy
Yep.
right here. So this is B, that's
Yep.
A. Start with A real quick. Let's hear that with the
Here's
back on.
A.
Okay, B.
Here's B. You can clearly, in the room, you can feel it right
You
away.
can. There's this little bit of I can hear it coming around.
It's almost like there's like a bloom where it's like it makes it a little bit more sweeter and a little bit not so direct. And it makes the playing almost like a little bit more cushion.
Yeah, I dig.
And then putting them together, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. So
I
we
like
go.
that. Yeah.
Feels fun.
It's fun, and I can just it's coming out.
It's coming out.
It's cool. I love
great.
it. Awesome amps. JJN 50s from Blackstar, and your signature model guitar right there.
Yeah.
Love it. Jared, thanks for being here.
Absolutely, man.
Check us out, musicvilla.com, and send us any questions if you want us to do a special video for you. We're going to try to do as much cool stuff as possible. All right. Thanks for being here.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.